What is going on, people? On a lovely Wednesday. It is nice outside there, people. I just got inside with Hans, and it's pretty nice outside. Not gonna lie. But are we all here? Big day today. We're pretty much gonna finish up with perfect competition today, people. We're gonna have one little last thing tomorrow, which won't take too long. But this is gonna be your last problem set with perfect competition, and then we're just gonna pretty much, take the AP Classroom, do the AP Classroom MCs and FRQs. Maybe I'll give you guys some additional FRQs. We'll see. But this is pretty much it. All right, perfect competition, making adjustments from long run to short run, and then from short run back to long run. That's the idea. That's what we're gonna be doing today. So shouldn't be too insane. All right. You guys all out there? Is Mr. Moore talking to himself? You guys out there? Where are you guys? Any other announcements? All right, so make sure you guys check the 3.5 key. I just posted the 3.5 key about 10 minutes ago. Make sure you get a good look at it. People, with any of these problem sets, right, if you don't understand why you're getting questions wrong, right, on the problem sets, make sure you stay and Google me and ask me if you don't want to ask in front of everyone else, okay? Like, that's going to be how the most learning is going to be done, right, is you guys trying, and when you make mistakes, you learn from the mistakes, right? It's a general idea. That's the whole point of doing the problem sets. What's up, people? There's my friends. Look at you guys. Hola. What's going on, people? All right, and then so 3.6 will be due tonight, and then obviously we're going to work on 3.7, and then it's going to be due tomorrow night. Okay? People, we're very close. We're very close. The haunted house, right? In a couple days, we're going in. The production crew says it's just about finished, but we're going to save it for Friday. Okay? So stand by on that. It's going to be oh so scary. It's going to be awesome. But any other announcements for you guys? Man, you guys are kind of chilling in here for now. Macro's kind of like just crazy right now. Macro's about to take the Unit 2 test. They just got done learning about the ADS model, macro measures, short-run relationships. Pretty exciting. Unit 4 is going to be really fun. I can't wait to get to Unit 4 with you guys. We'll start that next week. Monopolies. And then I think we'll do oligopolies like the last week, which would be really, really sweet. The last 3 weeks in this rotation for microeconomics, not this, but like, when we say goodbye and you come back again, those last 3 weeks are going to be pretty chill for us. We're not going to have a whole lot of content, so we'll be able to review a lot. It'll be pretty sweet. But, all right, people, we're playing GeoGuessr again. Now, yesterday, of course, we took the L. It was unlucky, right? We thought we were in a pretty good spot. I was right with you guys, and it's bad luck, right? But today, we're going to dominate. All right? So here is the results of Macro. Macro did very, very well. And I changed it to 4 minutes and 30 seconds, all right? I gave you guys an extra 30 seconds, but we did not have a whole lot of clues. And we were able to get, like, northern Japan was very mountainous. We saw some, Japanese language. Some other clue we found, and that's pretty good. 321 kilometers is good, but people, it is beatable. Jacob says, when do we sign up for the AP test? You guys are actually this year preloaded into signing up for the AP test. Yeah, you're auto signed up this year because there's no penalty if you quit. Quitters, right? There's no penalty if you give up, if you don't want to take the AP test. So what the school has done is they preloaded, all your tests, right? They're signing you up. And then if you don't wish to take it, you can just, bail at the last second. But yeah, you have to be in AP Classroom. Very good. See, Jenna's on her game. Some of you guys, I think all you guys are in AP Classroom, I'm pretty sure. But no, Tyler, you better participate today. All right? All right, you guys ready? And people, whatever we get, we're going to have to do it. Okay? If they put us in the middle of a desert, we have to do it. Because they had the worst luck ever, I swear. Yeah, there's no cancellation fee this year, so that's why everyone's preloaded this year. It's a little bit different than last year. All right, here, 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Remember, continent, country, city, right? Try to start us off, somewhere on the map and get us closer and closer, right? And we're gonna use all of our 4 minutes and 30 seconds. I'll put a guess in at like 10 seconds left, all right? But you guys gotta help me out. I'll drive around, you guys guess. Here we go. Oh. This is very similar to what they had. Not saying it's Japan, but not a lot of clues. This is not good for you guys. This is really, really not good. I'm gonna drive, people. All right, obviously very tropical, right? Very tropical. We gotta get moving. We gotta find a city somewhere. All right, we got mopeds. Mopeds. So where in the world is mopeds? Oh, people, yes. Oh, I got you. Don't worry, I got you guys. Give me the wheel. Give me the wheel. Philippines? Is that Philippines? Is that flag Philippines, the one on the right? The license plates are usually blurred out. People, you guys gotta give me a flag. Is that Thailand or Philippines? That's Thailand? You sure, Red Boston? It's either Philippines or Thai, yeah. Thailand? Okay, good. Good. People, that's huge. That is huge. Alright? That is a huge clue that we just found. When it didn't look like we were gonna find any. Alright, hold on. Let me just, like, get as close to Thailand here. Isn't this Thailand? Where's Thailand? What the heck? Oh, there. Jeez. Jeez, Mr. Moore. Alright, it's not bad. It's not, like, a long one. So, like, you know, if we hit center Thailand, we might win. They were pretty close, though. Can we go in here? Do we have permission? We can't? We can't go over here. Oh, no, people. We're gonna turn around. Oh, no. I'm cruising. Hey, that dog is unsafe. It's in the middle of the road. Did you guys see that? Yeah, it was like a welcome sign. It's like a military base. They won't let us in. I'm going this way, people. I'll find you guys civilization. Don't worry. Oh. Ooh. Hey. Do you guys know where we're at? Hey, listen. Listen. Alright, we gotta go. There's no signs there. You're going. I know. I gotta go the opposite way. I know. Hopefully, this is a good little. Stop it. There's a good little sign here. People, that's a pretty big sign right there. See if you can do anything with that. It could be the Thailand-Cambodia border. Ooh, that's a good one, Red Boston. It's a very good one, Red Boston. We gotta keep track of the time. 1:53. Man, these dogs are just running around everywhere. Like, you know, man. We're gonna get hit by a car. Oh, come on. Oh, whoa. Old sign. Minute 30. You guys are for sure that's a Thai flag, right? I thought that was Philippines, though. This language is crazy. Like, it looks like Halloween. You know? It's like very curvy. Scary. Come on. Minute left. I'll try to find you guys one more thing. But right now, I think you guys want to do the border of Cambodia and Philippines, or do you want to do like center mass Philippines? Or not Philippines, Thailand. You know what I mean? Just pick the middle, are you sure? What's the what's like the length from like east to west? Thailand. We need Tyler to participate. We need Tyler. Tyler. No, not the dead middle. All right. Oh gosh. Okay, people, we gotta go. Don't put it on me. I lost track of the time. You guys want to put Cambodia border right here? People, we gotta guess. I'll go northern. Red Boston. Ooh. Oh, it's so close. Oh no. It's so close. No, it's so close. Oh no. People, macro won't know. Like, I want to play again tomorrow. Hold on, what else did you guys say? I saw someone said center, but we said left. That's not even close to Cambodia. Hold on, what are we talking about here? Let me see. Mr. Moore, look at the chat. Okay, hold on, one second. Let me read the chat. And then maybe I'll repick it. All right. Do you see mountains? Look around. Look around, Mr. Moore. Pick something where the mountains are. So this not the dead middle. Don't pick a border. Pick left or middle. Oh, Micah was kind of right on. Ah! I think it's north left. Mr. Moore, not reading the chat. The mountains are only in the north. They said left. Yeah, but you also said north as well. You're no, people, I'm on your side. I always like seniors more than juniors. I'm always with my micro students more than macro students. I know you guys more. Now, Micah was kind of right. You know? Oh man, there's some controversy in the chat. Ooh, what should we do? Maybe we'll play another one in Google Meet. They won't know. You guys want to do another one in Google Meet, maybe? I ran out of time. That's what really happened. Micah is upset. All right, people. We'll figure it out from there. We'll just pretend we put it in the middle, you know? And then obviously we would have won. Do you guys want to say we just put it in the middle, right? And we just would have won? We'll see how much time we have. We shouldn't have a lot of like lecture stuff to do today, but you guys will have 2 FRQs to do today, in which, you know, might take a little bit, so maybe we'll do both at the same time. But yeah, sweet. All right, people. Let's get into it. Stranger Things music. I'm going to have to get more music. It's kind of getting annoying a little bit. All right, where are we at here? Right here. Okay. So people, what we did, yeah, you guys do, right? You guys are my seniors, my micro, right? You guys do get, you guys get an extra attempt. You guys get a rebuttal, all right? All right, so what we did yesterday was we went from short run to long run. That's what we did, right? So perfect competition in short run equilibrium means they're either making a profit or a loss. And all we simply did yesterday was adjust for the short run equilibrium. Let's kind of just revisit it for like just a hot second here, okay? Right? Like this is short run equilibrium. Why? Because they're not making normal profit. They're making economic profit, positive economic profit. So that's a short run equilibrium. Because we know perfectly competitive firms can't make profit in the long run. So therefore it's short run, and all we did was simply adjust it back to long run. Again, in macro, this would be like a recessionary inflationary gap, and we just simply take aggregate supply back to long run equilibrium. Okay? That's all we did here, right? And so if there's a profit being made, how do we adjust it? It's all about supply, right? Supply takes us back, and it's all about more firms going to enter or leave. And it's all because of low barriers of entry. That's what defines perfect competition. It's one of the characteristics of perfect competition. There's low barriers of entry, so if there's profit being made, firms will enter. And firms always enter to this point right here, right, where MC intersects ATC. I told you guys I like to draw a line going all the way back, because that really is the long run equilibrium price, and then supply is going to increase to that extent, right? Supply is going to increase to that price, so we get to long run equilibrium. Because at this long run equilibrium, there's no incentive to enter, right? Because if the price is $10, every firm is making normal profit. So who would want to enter into an industry if only normal profits being made? That's the idea, right? And then also, again, short run equilibrium here, but this time it's a loss. If there's a loss, firms are going to leave. Firms are going to leave up until this price right here. So I can draw the price going all the way back, and firms leave, so that's a decrease in supply, and that's what causes the increase in price. But they're only going to leave up until the price of $20, right? Because at $20, there's no incentive to leave. Right now, they're making normal profit. You know, why leave the industry, right? You're covering your costs, which is not, you know, the worst thing in the world. So that's the idea, right? That's what we did yesterday. Went from short run to long run. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go from long run to short run back to long run, all right? The thing is, though, there's 2 different types of industries out there. There's one industry that's called a constant cost industry, and there's another industry called an increasing cost industry. Now, we're really only going to focus on constant cost industries. And the reason is increasing cost industry was only asked one time, and I think it was FRQ. It was not an FRQ. It was in 2011 on Form B. So it's like insanely rare, right? I just don't think they're going to ask, but I'm going to teach you guys it anyway. And I'll show you the FRQ that they asked, right? But really, all I want you guys to know is constant cost industry. And if you can understand increasing cost industry, good, right? But don't get hung up on it. All right, just make sure you can at least do this, because this is what's most important. All right, so again, we're going to go from long run to short run back to long run. So a constant cost industry would be a perfectly competitive industry where when firms enter or leave, the costs don't change, right? Now, obviously, in the real world, costs probably would change, right? So for example, if I'm making profit and I'm like a potato farmer, right? And since I'm making profit, other potato farmers would probably enter, right? When other potato farmers enter and compete against me, they're probably going to have to use the same resources. So the cost of those resources generally would increase, right? Like potato fertilizer and like water and farm equipment and things like that. Those would probably go up in price because now we have more people buying those resources. That's what an increasing cost industry is. And again, it's a little bit more realistic. Constant cost industry is easier, and that's the one they ask the most about, right? Which is a good thing, but it's not all that realistic. Obviously costs would change a little bit, but we're going to assume that if I'm making profit and other firms enter, the cost of the resources will not change. They're going to be constant all the time. That's the idea of a constant cost industry. Okay? So, get out of here, clown. All right, so let's draw a long run equilibrium, because we're going from long run, we're going to make a short run change, we're going to go back to long run. So let's start at long run equilibrium. Again, I hope you guys could draw perfectly competitive industry and firm making a profit, a perfectly competitive industry and firm making a loss, and a perfectly competitive firm and industry operating at long run equilibrium. The three states of perfect competition, just like last year, recessionary gap, inflationary gap, long run. You have to do that on the FRQs. We can start you in one of three ways. You got to be able to draw both the industry and firm in one of those three different ways. So are constant cost industries and increasing cost industries only relevant to perfect competition? Yeah, they will be actually. Like not in real life, but like in this curriculum, yes. Right? You'll never see the word perfect or increasing costs or constant costs in regards to any other market structure we're going to learn about. Like they just don't put that concept with other market structures. Okay. Yeah, it'll imply perfect competition, but they're going to tell you it's perfect competition. They're going to say it's a perfectly competitive firm operating in a perfectly competitive industry, with constant costs or increasing costs, right? In a constant cost or increasing cost industry. But it only pertains to perfect competition. Obviously, in real life, right? In real life, I would say everything's an increasing cost industry, right? But yeah, it's a good question. So anyway, let's start at long run equilibrium, okay? And what we need to do is make a short run change. Again, like this is where having macroeconomics really helps you. I know all of you guys took AP macro last year, but remember, in macro, generally we would start you in long run, and what they would do is they would change aggregate demand first. They would give you an aggregate demand shifter, right? So you'd start at long run, you'd get an AD shifter, and then you'd take aggregate supply to get you back. It's going to be the same thing in this class, right? You're going to start at long run. There's going to be generally a change in demand, all right, which is going to change some things, right? We're going to, if demand changes, we're going to go to making a profit or a loss, right, which is short run, and then we're going to go back to long run using supply. It's so similar. It's kind of scary, all right? So anyway, it says demand increases. So probably they're going to give you a demand shifter. They're not just going to flat out tell you, right? They're going to say incomes increase and it's a normal good, or the price of a substitute good increases, any sort of demand shifter, right? So demand increases. So what I do is I'm going to draw that increase in demand over here, right? So obviously we're going to have a higher price. And, obviously you guys aren't going to be working with numbers, but I just want to do that for the time being. So it'd just be like P1 or PM1, price in the market 1, right? So now that we have a new price, right, we know that perfectly competitive firms are price takers, right? The demand for their good is going to be dictated by whatever the equilibrium price is over here. So if demand increases for this good, like it gets more popular, people want to buy more of it, the demand for each individual firm's good will increase, and the demand will be at $20, perfectly elastic. Everyone's going to be willing to buy it at $20, not anything more, and there's no incentive to charge less. So we have a new Mr. Dart, right? So you draw a solid line here, right? Keep doing the dashed line all the way across so we know that they're price takers. Solid line, MR equals D equals AR equals P. At a bare minimum, you have to have MR equals D, but I want you guys to write the full thing on your own FRQs. So if demand increases, and there's no change in cost, right? This firm is going to go from making normal profit to making economic profit, right? And if you had the shade in the economic profit, it would look something like that. Again, don't go all the way down here, right? It's not going to be this like between both Mr. Darps here. It's all the way to ATC and then go straight across. Because again, what's our total revenue? Well, if the price is 20 and we produce 9 of them, right, it's going to be 20 times 9. This whole rectangle here would be our profit. And then how much does it cost to produce 9 units, right? That's what our average total cost curve tells us. On average, it costs, I don't know, like $16 to produce each one. 16 times 9 would be our total cost. So the difference right there is in the green. That's the profit, all right? So we went from long run equilibrium, normal profit, demand increased, thus increasing the price, thus increasing our total revenue. Our costs stay the same, right? Well, actually, we're going to produce more, so we're going to move up that average total cost curve slightly, but we're going to go from making normal profit to profit, okay? So that's what you got to be able to do. This is what happens in the short run, right? So if it says what happens to profit in the short run, it increases. What happens to firm quantity, it increases. What happens to industry quantity, it increases in the short run, right? But if it says start at long run, demand increases, what happens in the long run, right? What you're going to do is you're going to compare everything from here, point A, to point C, right? If it says demand increases, what happens in the long run? Well, we're going to do that short run change, and then we're going to make that long run adjustment, and we're going to compare the starting point all the way to the end point. That's the idea of long run. So we're going to go to making profit, and then we know how to do the rest from yesterday, right? If this firm's making profit, how are we going to automatically adjust our graph, right? Well, if this is perfect competition, we know that there's low barriers of entry, and if there's profit being made, other firms are going to be signaled to enter into this industry. They're going to be like, wow, it's easy to be in this industry, right? And they're making profit. I want some of that profit. So firms will enter, right? Firms will enter when there's profit. And when firms enter, what do we change? We change supply, and we're going to go back to that long run equilibrium price. So basically what happens is supply is going to increase all the way back to $15, right? And we're going to have a new Mr. Darp. So this would be like Mr. Darp 2 now, right? But it's the same thing as the original. So what happens in the long run if demand increases? The only thing that happens in the long run when demand increases was an increase in industry quantity, and that was it. That was it. Notice everything else goes back to where it was. So if we start at long run, and it says demand increases, what happens in the long run? The only thing that changed in this case was industry quantity, right? Because we're going to go right back to producing 8 for each individual firm. We're going to have more firms. So they do like to ask that. They're going to say, what's going to happen to the number of firms? In the long run, it's going to increase. Now, if they do this though, right? If they say demand increases, what happens to the number of firms in the short run? No change. Firms can't enter or leave in the short run, right? That's a long run idea. They got to convert all of their resources and make them variable. So they like to trick you, okay? What happens in the short run is price goes up, right? Quantity goes up for the industry, quantity goes up for the firm, blah, blah, blah. And then, that's it, right? And no change in the number of firms. From long run to long run, from here all the way back to here, the only thing that happened was an increase in industry quantity and an increase in the number of firms, right? But there was no change to the price, and there was no change to firm quantity, okay? That's the idea. That's what happens in the long run. If the question says what happens in the long run, that means we're going from long run to long run. Unless they start you in short run, right? Say they start you here, right? And the question says, what happens in the long run? Well, you compare, everything from here to the end, right? If they start you in short run, what happens in the long run? Well, eventually what's going to happen is firm quantity will decrease, right? Price will decrease. Industry quantity will increase further. The number of firms will increase. Okay? Let's do it the other way. Let's start at a loss. Let's start at long run, and let's go the opposite way. Let's go to a loss. So again, we're starting at long run, and they give you a demand shifter that decreases demand. So you draw that decrease in demand. We have a new price. You draw that line going across. We have a new Mr. Darp, right? And now we're going to produce for MR equals MC right here. This is going to be our total revenue, this box right here. However, our total cost, we're going to have to go way up here. Here's our average total cost, greater than $15 on average, and we produce 7, so 16 times 7 is going to be our total cost. So the difference would be our loss. That would be the loss right there. So we started at long run, demand decrease, which lowered the price, which is going to lower the price for the firm, right? And now all the existing firms are going to make losses. They're going to be operating at a loss. Then what's going to happen is some firms are going to be like, you know what, I don't want to operate at a loss anymore. Firms are going to begin to leave. In the long run, right? In the long run, what's going to happen is firms are going to leave, right? Which is going to cause a decrease in supply, right? And we're going to have to go back to that long run equilibrium price, which we know is where MC intersects ATC, because that means total revenue is equal to total cost. Draw that decrease in supply back to $15, right? Right? And then firms are going to go back to producing 8 units, and they're going to go back to making normal profit. So what was the change from long run all the way to long run? The only thing that happened here was a decrease in industry quantity and a decrease in the number of firms. That was it. Everything else stayed the same from long run to long run. All right? So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. You guys want to try this little question real quick, and then we'll go to the FRQs? Try this one real quick. I need a little check on learning here. A little check on learning. It's not too insane. It looks like a lot of drawing on your graph and whatnot. It's not too insane. Oh no, we got to do increasing cost. My bad. Let's do this real quick, and then we'll do increasing cost. So we got, assume that the firm produces in a constant cost industry, long run equilibrium, demand increases. What is going to happen in the short run and what's going to happen in the long run in terms of output for the firm, right? Is it C? It is C, right? Firm quantity is going to increase because we're going to move up that supply curve, the marginal cost curve, right? But in the long run, right, we're going to go back to the original level. Right, very good. Very good. Very good. All right, let's skip that one. You guys can look at that one later. All right, now let's do increasing cost industry. I'm gonna do it real quick, right? Again, I care that you guys know it, but I don't want us allocating an insane amount of time to it, right? Because in the greater scheme of things, you're probably not gonna ever see it. All right, but anyway, increasing cost industry. Again, is more realistic, right? If a firm is making profit, other firms are gonna enter, obviously, which causes an increase in supply. More firms are going to enter, and when more firms enter, they're going to bid up the cost of the resources. That's the general idea, which again is more realistic in real world application, right? Again, if I'm a corn farmer and I enter into the corn industry, I'm now competing for those resources. The price of those resources will go up. So let's see what happens here, right? So we're going to have that increase in demand after starting at long run equilibrium. Okay. A huge increase in demand. That way you can just see everything, which is going to cause profit to be made in the short run. So what happens in the short run in a increasing cost industry from long run to short run, right? Industry quantity will increase, firm quantity will increase, price for both the firm and the industry will increase, profit will increase, right? But what happens in the long run? Well, in the long run, if profit's being made, what's going to happen is firms are going to begin to enter. However, what's different, everything's the same up until this point. What's different is when firms enter, it's going to cause an increase in supply, which is going to start lowering the price, right? Imagine this happens simultaneously, right? This increase in supply starts happening, which is lowering the price, but as firms are entering, right, the cost of resources are going up. The cost of variable resources are going up, like fertilizer and water and things like that, right? Which is going to cause marginal cost and average total cost to increase simultaneously. So that's a very good question, Jacob. Why does the green box stop here, right? Because this is our average total cost curve. We're going to produce where MR equals MC, which is right here. It should say MR right here, but there's no room, right? So this whole box is revenue, right? But at this quantity, this is our average total cost. So we draw that going over, right? So this whole box here would be total cost. So the difference would be in the green, the profit. A lot of students make the mistake of putting all this green all the way down here, right? You have to go to your average total cost curve at your profit maximizing quantity. I'm glad Jacob asked that. But don't make that mistake, people. It's a very, very common mistake. Okay, anyway, so go back to this, right? Firms are entering, which causes an increase in supply, which is going to begin to lower the price. At the same time, that costs are going to begin to increase. Every firm's going to start competing for those same resources. So it kind of meets in the middle. We're going to have a simultaneous increase in supply while costs are increasing, right? And we're going to get to that this sort of new long-run equilibrium price somewhere in the middle, right? Again, supply is increasing, but costs are going up, and they're going to meet at this new long-run equilibrium where MC1 equals ATC1, right? And that's going to be the equilibrium price. So in an increasing cost industry, from long run to long run, right, we're not going to get to the original price because costs increase. So we're going to have a higher long run equilibrium price in this case when demand increases, all right? Now we're not going to do it for demand decreases, but obviously it'd be the alternative, right? It'd be like a decreasing cost industry, which would be the same thing, right? If firms leave, the cost of resources would go down, right? So that price should be less than the original level, right? I hope that makes a little bit of sense, right? So they like asking about this, and I'll show you guys the FRQ with increased cost industry. I'll probably give you guys that tomorrow just to mess with, but they like saying like P3, right? Is it greater or less than P1? Greater than, right? Is it greater or less than P2? Less than. That's the idea. It has to be between those two prices, because an increase in supply causes price to go down, but increasing costs, right, would cause our long-run equilibrium price to be higher, right? It has to meet somewhere in the middle. That's the idea of an increasing cost industry. It's not you insane. Clowns. All right, so yeah. And then what also happened though is industry quantity increase. Firm quantity is indeterminate. All right, firm quantity is indeterminate. We don't know. We don't know. Is this going to be greater or less than the original equilibrium price? Right? Did supply increase by more than the increase in costs? Like, where is this last point? So with an increasing cost industry, all you guys really need to know is what happens to that last price. It has to be in the middle between the long run equilibrium price initially and that short run equilibrium price. It has to be in the middle of those two prices if it's an increasing cost industry. All right, so that's pretty much it. So we're gonna go to Google Meet. I'll give you guys two FRQs. They're both going to be constant cost industry FRQs, and then maybe we'll mess around with the increasing cost tomorrow. All right, and then maybe we'll sneak in a GeoGuessr. We'll see. I feel like it's cheating. I think we took the L. I don't know. I'm just kidding, people. All right, I'll see you guys in Google Meet.